Send my roots to work as hard as I do. Been on the money train looking for more better blues. Them school days, no class act, I was breaking all the rules. Life's a boomerang and I had nothing to lose. Another boy in the hood is how it come across. I feel like Dr. Doolittle, but the money talks. They yelling he got game, I'm not the one to ball. This just some fresh soul food for every one of y'all. Yeah.
Welcome back for another episode of Cornbread movie. Come on, finish that. Review. Hey, thank y'all. We've had a great year or two. I might do one more movie review for y'all before we wrap this year up. Cause I hit y'all with a couple. Hey, it's a lot of reviews we got done this year, man. So thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for commenting. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for hitting me up if you know me personally. So I appreciate y'all. And we're going to keep this thing going until what? Our fourth year, I think. Did I start in 21 or 20? Yeah, 21, 22, 23. Going to our fourth year, man, a Cornbread movie review. So, hey, I ain't stopping, man. I love movies. That's my hobby. So I appreciate y'all for going on that journey with me. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a movie review, all right? And today that movie is The Hunger Games, Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this movie is out now. It's PG-13. It's in theaters. If this is the first time that you've seen one of my movie reviews, first off, welcome. But understand I do each movie review in 5 different categories. All right, acting, cinematography, storytelling. Did I get what I bought? And then is it a must-see? Adds it up, spits out a Cornbread movie review. And then we tie that thing up, all right? So first category, ladies and gentlemen, is acting. Who is in this movie? You got Rachel Zegler. So she plays, I wouldn't even say she's the main character. She's probably like the second main character, the B-roll main character, if that even makes sense. But she's out there. She's from one of the districts. She was one of the tributes who got, they called her name. She had to go out there and get cooked up, man. She's also has different talents too. You know, she was very confident, but she's also a singer, very witty. But she's caring, too, about other people. So that gets her out of a jam in certain situations, but also puts her in a jam in certain things, too. So to me, she's a tough bird, but she listens. She's coachable, and she get to it. Right? She got to do what she got to do. It is what it is. But she does care about the things that she is doing, all right? So she's in this movie. You also got Tom Blythe. Now, if you've seen the other Hunger Games, he plays President Snow. So he's President Snow prequel, right? So take the regular Hunger Games and then go all the way back. That's this character. So my man, I will say he's loving. He understands stuff. He is desperate. You know, he comes from poverty, but he's in certain situations where he still has some influence or he's at the table with those people who make those decisions, all right? But then things happen over time, bro, and my man comes ruthless. He becomes that character that you see in the Hunger Games, all right? So he's also in this. And then last character that I want to bring up, or last actor, is Viola Davis. Come on, bro. She's one of my favorite female actors. Definitely top 5, top 10 female actresses. So she plays the Game Maker. Y'all know who the game makers are. You know, they come up with these elaborate schemes and games to cook everybody up. It was kind of interesting, too. I didn't know if it seemed like she didn't want to win her. So I don't, but we'll get into that part. But to me, she's very confident and diabolical, but yet she's coachable, too, right? She wants to improve on what's going on. She listens to certain people. So I thought that was really pretty interesting as well. So those 3 characters, plus many more, you feel the pain in these actors. The totality of all these actors, you feel the pain, the struggle, the frustration. They're mad. They're happy. They're confused. Even the people who riot and everything, you feel all that in this movie. So overall, for this category, it's going to get a 4 out of 5 from me. Phenomenal job from the actors and everyone involved. All right. Next category, cinematography. Cinematography, ladies and gentlemen. This movie is about 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is really more standard for the Hunger Games. It's usually that time. And the budget was $100 million. So you would think a beloved series like The Hunger Games will get more money, but I wouldn't say the lack of money hurt this movie at all. So 100 million to me was great. So this is a prequel, but you don't know the time area. You just time era, but you just know it was back in the past. So from the clothes, the dialogue, you see some of the old schools, the phones, the cameras, the clothes, the everything, the shoes. You get that nostalgia feel of, yeah, we back in the days. This is war times, even though you don't know the exact time period of that. Even with the time period piece, you see the drones were being introduced as the first time in the Hunger Games. So you could tell the technology wasn't there, but they had the wherewithal to even have a drone. Even though it was pretty funny. They was mixing, cooking people up with those drones, man. And it needed some work. Even some of the camera angles, they had to be creative with. They look like selfie sticks in certain angles. You know, when you see somebody running and the camera's right here, but you see them moving. So, like I said, they had to be real creative because their budget may have been lower for the type of movie that they're looking for. So it's pretty cool. It wasn't too much CGI either, which I enjoyed. This movie was very violent, right? But all the Hunger Games are. But you don't see that, but you see the act. And you felt some of those things and just some of the ruthless things that people were doing. And then also some of the, I can't give too much away, but some of the waves of things that happen throughout these people and what people are willing to do to kill each other, man, to win. So cinematography for me, unfortunately, I rank these categories against all the movies that I've seen. So just because it got a 3, this category is gonna get a 3.5, but don't take it as that's a bad thing. It's just movies throughout this year cooked up in cinematography, right? It could have been budget, could have been creativity, mixture of both. But just because you have a big budget doesn't mean that that's where the creativity comes. So for me, this category is going to get a 3.5 out of 5 just because it has to rank amongst all the movies that I reviewed this year. So don't think that that's a bad thing, that visually it wasn't stunning. No, everything was pristine, good movie, visually to look at. Even some of the score, some of the music was right. All right. So next category, storytelling. As I stated before, this is a prequel. The issue I had is you don't know when, though. You don't know the time period. You don't know location. So, because you get some pros or you get some additions and subtractions on my scoring, right? Like you can't be like, oh, we're in Brazil, but it's really Atlanta down the street. But if you're going to different locations, you do get some points for that because now you get the visual, you get the backdrops, you get all this stuff. The culture gets to exude through these movies. So that's why it's a problem where I don't know where the location is or the time period. But it is a prequel. Some stuff that you also know from watching the other Hunger Games is the districts. There were districts before the games, which was something I didn't know. I just thought, because you put us in that era of the first Hunger Games, so you didn't know that they never had districts, or at least that prequel didn't happen in this movie. So during this time, you do have districts, but people are at war. And so the creation of the Hunger Games was when the war ended. You have rich and you have poor. So the rich are still trying to get mad at the poor, right? Because they won, so they want to punish the poor. But they also don't want an uprising. So they're like, hey, we'll have this Hunger Game, and then whoever wins from the poor side, it's like a lottery system. Anybody can win it. So if you do win it, you get to basically come to the poor side, live it up. You're free for the rest. You get money. You get to travel across the districts and meet everybody. You become famous, so you can live off of that. So that was the premise behind starting the Hunger Games. All right. So for this movie, you get two aspects of what's going on. You have the tribute, right? The person who got selected, which was the female that we talked about. That's Rachel's character. And then you have President Snow character who, in this, he's in college. He's looking for some money to start his life. But back then, they had mentors, just kind of like how the Hunger Games did as well. But the college students were the mentors to the people who got the tributes, who got selected. So I was like, oh snap, that's pretty cool how they weaved in some old with the new of how did we get here. This movie was also told in three different parts. So you got the mentor, which is what I just explained. Then you have the prize, which is basically the Hunger Games and what transpires through all that. And then the last piece is the Peacemaker. You guys understand who are and know who the Peacemakers are if you've seen the movie series. So some things happen where you need all three parts to explain what's going on and progress through this movie. It's also the Hunger Game that you see is the 10th annual. So I don't know what they're going to do with the movie where they can do even a prequel to this, where you can start it where the creation of the Hunger Games was started. And they talked a little bit about that. Or the next movie can start from there. We can go over the 11th or 12th or 13th or 14th. So I thought that was always pretty cool. Now, this storytelling category is going to get a 4.5 out of 5. But let me explain that. I would have ranked this category as a 5 out of 5 in the storytelling. Just the intricacies, just the storytelling of it, the patience with it, the entertainment. They took their time making this. Like all those things add up, and I would have gave it a 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. But today, Cornbread's gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 due to this analogy. So the analogy that I came up with for this category for this specific movie is, it's like having a masterful sample. You know, when you guys do beats and stuff like that, people sample music all the time. So whatever they sampled, this beat is fire, super hot fire, masterful. It's gonna win awards. But it wasn't original, right? The creativity fully wasn't there because they didn't start it. They took that knowledge and created this masterpiece. So that's how I feel about the Hunger Games of this movie, where everything was great, but they also had something to work with. It wasn't original, okay? So for me, 4.5 out of 5 for storytelling. Next category, did I get what I bought? Standard movie ticket, probably like $12 to $15, depending on what it wasn't like you're forced to go to like the AMAX or I said AMAX, bro. It wasn't forced to go to the IMAX. Come on, man. Hey, holidays around, spending money, so that's what's on my mind. But then it wasn't forced to go to the IMAX, so I thought that was pretty cool. And as always, this movie is PG-13, but boy, that don't mean nothing, boy. They are violent, cooking up. It's also an action and adventure movie, so you get all that. Also, something that I really liked, where I knew this was a prequel, but it's like, okay, it's going to be the standard Hunger Games and everything's going to happen, right? No, this, even though it's 10 years in, this is the 10th game, things are still being developed. This is not polished. Very rugged, very adjustable, on the fly rules, which I love, right? You don't need a phenomenal product for me to appreciate it. No, it shows that we still working through this thing, but please believe it's still gonna go down. So I thought that was very great, and adding that dynamic where this process from what y'all see in the originals to this prequel has came a long way. So I do enjoy that. And then another aspect I didn't even know I needed was the life of a peacekeeper, bro. These people, first off, watching the Peacekeeper, like they're ruthless, they're soulless. Are they even real people? Like, what's going on? But no, this story talks about them on how they get selected, or it's kind of like a military, and they do have lives, and they do care about certain things, and it's ran very, like I said, like a military-based style of job for them, right? So I thought that was a great aspect to add in this. So did I get what I bought? I got even more. So for me, 4.5 out of 5. All right. Last category, is it a must see? I would add there's a well, I didn't count them, but let's say about 7 well-timed jokes. About 7 of them. That's good to add humor. I think from the original Hunger Games, they had some jokes, but it wasn't just This one, perfect timing. So I enjoy that part. This is a prequel, so you get to understand the journey of President Snow and what he's going through, good and bad and indifferent. He had some good parts and he had some bad parts. Like, oh yeah, I see how he started, man. What this dude is becoming. So that's also great. And I'm gonna say this right now: if I had to rank these, this is the second best Hunger Games out of the 5. Yes, I said it. I will rank the first Hunger Games as number 1. This Hunger Games is number 2. Hunger Games number 2 as 3. And then Hunger Games 4. And then Hunger Games 5 is ass, man. I don't know what's up. I mean, well, no. Let me flip those. Hunger Games 5, or y'all know what I mean. Hunger Games Part 2 is better than Part 1. So flip those, man. But the first Hunger Games is goated, and then this one is up there with me. So y'all follow me, and y'all know what I'm talking about if y'all seen all the Hunger Games. So do you need to watch the movie, The Hunger Games, to watch this one? I would say I don't know why you wouldn't, but it's not a necessity. If anything, you could just watch them in order. You know, like I said, watch this one and then watch all the 4 after that. So is it a must-see for me? I'm going to say a 4.5 out of 5. I got everything I wanted. You don't get any Katniss Everdeen lineage or anything like that. Maybe that's for the next movie. They might sneak that family tree into the Hunger Games, but that's pretty cool. So for me, 4.5 out of 5. Is it a must-see? Overall, Cornbread movie review for Hunger Games, The Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes receives a 4 out of 5 from Cornbread Movie Review. Yes, check out my 2023 movies. I told y'all, bro, we've rocked through this thing. Might hit y'all with maybe 1 or 2 more movie reviews before we wrap up this year, man. So as always, I'm not going to get out here without a forgotten movie, man. So this movie, if you don't even know what a forgotten movie is, it's a movie that you forgot, never heard of, or you need to double back and watch from Cornbread Movie Review. I'm not playing with y'all. I always got to hit y'all with some classics to me. And this movie came out, and sometimes I feel like this. People watching, feel like people are in on it, like I'm the main character. This should be easy. What movie is this? Come on, man. That's a layup. What movie is that? To me, ladies and gentlemen, the forgotten movie today is The Truman Show. Come on, bro. This movie came out in 1998. It is PG. Jim Carrey, what? This is easily Jim Carrey top 3, top 5 movies of all time. So if you don't even know what I'm talking about, shame on you. And I would say watch this on y'all downtime. Y'all got plenty of PTO coming up or family coming over. Watch The Truman Show, man. It's goated to me. So make sure you check out The Truman Show. Make sure you check out the new Hunger Games. And make sure you check out all my other reviews too. Movies, TV shows, top 5s, vacation stuff, whatever, man. I try to diversify my catalog for y'all, man. But I love y'all. And I'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.